Okay, so today I want to just revise the last lecture quickly, and then I will define the definition of topology. So if you have any question in between, you can ask by you can unmute your microphone and you can ask. Otherwise, I will continue. Uh, so let me start by revising the last lecture. So in the last lecture, we just discussed union, intersection, complement, all these things we already know. But the important thing is this arbitrary union, arbitrary intersection. What is meaning of that? And then we discuss the restriction function. And so basically here we are interested in several properties, like if the function is continuous, restriction is continuous, or other things, and then these basic properties of functions, whether it preserve the union, whether it preserve the intersection. So we noted that the intersection is not preserved in general, but whenever the function is one, that is true. So that is regarding this exercise. So you can try this exercise. If you will get some time in the tutorial, we will discuss that, but at least you should try to solve that. So this exercise are given in your books, both books of Munkre's topology, as well as that Simmons book on topology and modern analysis. So this was the part where I lost my internet. So GI is a subset of Rn. This uh, I is belongs to some set I, which is called index set. So GI is a collection of sets. Each of them is subset of Rn. And then we have this theorem from that Rudin's book, that if this collection, so I've written G alpha actually. So let me just write here G alpha. So each GI is open set, then union of this GI is also open if GIs are subset of Rn. Same way, if I take finitely many open sets, then intersection G1 intersects, so this G1 basically intersection G2 intersection Gn. So if G1, G2, Gn, each of them is open set, then this intersection of these sets is also open in Rn. This is a property of Rn. Null set is open because what is the definition of open set? Each point should be interior point, but there is no point, so trivially it is open set. And Rn is also open because you take any point in Rn, you can always find a ball around that, so that is contained in Rn. So around each point we can find a ball. So interior of the ball is an open disk, and that contains that point, and that open disk is contained in the Rn. So in two-dimensional it is this: you take any point, you will always find a neighborhood around that point, which is subset of R2. Right. Therefore, each point in R2 is an interior point. So R2 is open. Same way Rn is open. So these are the three properties of Rn, and so the open set in Rn satisfy these three properties. Now the question which I ask is that instead of Rn, if I take any element x, so here what is Rn? Rn is basically x, so some set. So if I take any collection of sets which are subset of x, any arbitrary set x, whether that satisfy these properties. So what are the properties? That it is closed under arbitrary union, it is closed under finite intersection, and it contains these two sets. So can we find such a collection of sets? So that I've asked. So let me rewrite this. This is basically the definition of topology. So let me start today's lecture because most of you have joined. So first of all, I want to define the definition of topology. So for that, I need a notation that let P of X, which is the set of all subsets of X. Now here I am saying P of X is the set of all subsets of X. So in particular, phi is also belongs to this, right? Because I am not saying non-empty subsets. So the set of all subsets of X. So in other words, we can write that it is A subset is a subset of X, right? So all such sets A. Now, so what is the definition? So we are starting with by fixing a set X. So a topology on a set X is a non-empty collection. So this, sorry. So this collection we will denote by tau. And what is tau? Tau is a collection of subsets of X. Now tau is non-empty, but it is a collection of subsets of X. So in particular, it can contain empty set also. So this tau is a collection of subset of X satisfying some axioms. So what are the axioms? So that is exactly those three properties of the open set. So what is the first property? First property is that phi and X are elements in tau. So this tau which we are considering, phi and X, the whole set X, both should be in tau. That is the first property. Second property is that if I have a finite collection of sets u1, u2, so on un. So these are the finitely many sets in tau, then the intersection of these sets. So since I am using n there, this will be k is equal to 1 to n uk also belongs to tau. So what is this property? This property is if u1, u2, un are open sets, then finite intersection of open set, finite intersection of those set is also open. So it is basically known. This property is known as closed. Sorry, tau is closed under finite intersection. All right, and then third property. What is the third property? So let I be a set which is either finite or infinite set. All right, either I is a finite set or infinite set, and ui belongs to tau for every element I in I. So basically based on I is capital I is the index set, and for every element I, small I of capital I have a set ui belongs to tau. So that means I have a collection of sets in tau which are indexed by capital I, then the union of these sets is also belongs to tau. So this is exactly this third property of the open set, that if UI is a collection of open sets, then union of arbitrary union of open set is also open. So this property is known as tau is closed under arbitrary union. So actually we are using here union also and U also. So we have to differentiate these two things. So let me write this U in this way so that it will look little bit different than the union notation. So essentially what is, so this is the definition of the topology. So in this case, we say that tau is a topology on the set X. And further, so let me stop here. And so have you get anything so far?
Yes, sir, only the axioms.
Exactly. So if you remember that if whenever we have defined the notion of vector space, so what is the vector space? So vector space is nothing but first we have noted down the all the axioms of the real numbers. So real numbers preserve addition, associativity with respect to addition, additive inverse, it has scalar multiplication by real number, all these things. Right, so R has this property of the vector space. Rn also has vectors, all the properties, all these properties. So what we have done is we have axiomatized the definition of the vector space after that, and then we can see that even the matrices satisfies all the axioms of the vector space, but they are not real numbers, right? The set of matrices, all matrices forms a vector space. So they have associativity, they have distributivity, all these things they have like a real number. So that's how we axiomatize the whatever we observe, and then we see what are the example of that vector space. Same with the groups. So all the integers is a group with respect to addition. So it satisfies all the properties like every integer has additive inverse. Zero is the unit element. So once we have defined what is the group, and then we check that the set of all invertible matrices forms a group, and uh, the modulo any prime number also forms a group. So all these things we want to do in this setup now. So first we observe that the set of open sets in Rn, they satisfy these three properties, and the sets which we are considering is a subset of X, a subset of Rn. But now if I take any this collection in the any arbitrary set X, then can I find such a collection G alpha which satisfies all these three properties? So that is exactly this definition of the topology. So topology word is new for you, like group and vector space word. It is new for you, but it is just a word. So it is a name of some concept. So that topology is what? That is exactly this notation tau. That is exactly this notation tau. So by topology on a set X. So what is meaning by that? That is tau, which is a collection of sets. Tau is a family of sets, of subsets of X. So that means what? Tau is basically subset of power set of X, right? Because it contains all the subsets of X, and Px contains tau contains some subsets of X, and Px contains it. Px is a power set of X, so it contains all the subsets of X. So by topology, we have a what is meaning of topology? It is a collection of subsets of X which satisfies this property. So what is the first property? First property is phi belongs to tau and X belongs to tau. So that is the first property. What is second property? If u1, u2, un finite subsets of X, if I take, then which are belongs to tau, then its intersection is already a subset of X, but not only that, it should be belongs to this family. So that is closed under the finite intersection, and the same thing is true for should be true for the union also, right? So one thing we have not noted in the last lecture, let me recall that. So what is the intersection n is equal to 1 to infinity open interval minus 1 by n to 1 by n. So what is the answer of this intersection? So first interval is my open interval minus 1 to 1. Second interval is open interval
0.
minus 1 by 2 to 1 by 2. Third interval open interval minus 1 by 3 to 1 by 3, and so on. So answer is already you have given, so that is 0, but you should say that it is a singleton 0. So that is a complete answer, right? So it is 0, that is correct, but basically it is a singleton 0. No other point than 0 is there in this set.
Sir, proof.
Who is asking?
Suraj.
Suraj. Yeah. So proof you should know from the calculus. We teach this in BTech course of calculus. So since you have asked, can you give proof?
I think we have to use Archimedean property.
Exactly. So you are correct. So so one way it is anyway clear that 0 belongs to each of these sets. So 0 belongs to the intersection of all these sets. So that means singleton 0 is a subset of this intersection. So one side it is true. Now for the other side, as you have said, we have to use the Archimedean property. So how we will use that? So you have to start with any element in this intersection. So that means X belongs to and you can assume X is a non-zero element, right? So if X is a non-zero element, that means either it is positive or negative. So you can do in both the ways. So if X is positive, then either you use Archimedean property or you say that 1 upon n sequence converges to 0. That means you can find basically there will be some positive natural number so that this will happen. So that way you can show that X belongs to the open interval minus 1 by m to 1 by m. And since we are taking intersection, so you can always find so that it is in 1 by m but not in the 1 by m plus 1, right? So therefore it is not in the intersection if it is a non-zero number. So this is the proof of that. I hope it is clear.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this says that the why this result is important? Because this example is important because here we are taking infinite intersection because intersection is running from n equal to 1 to infinity. So these are infinitely many sets. So this is infinite intersection of open set is basically a closed set. It is a singleton zero. So this is a closed set, but this each of these set is open. So open sets does not satisfy the property that it is closed under infinite intersection. But if we take finite intersection, this is true. Finite intersection of open set is always open set. So therefore, in this definition, we are taking intersection only for the finite sets. But you can see that union we are taking arbitrary. It may be infinite, it may be uncountably infinite also. So these three axiom, if this family tau satisfies these three axioms, then that family is called topology on the given set X. So this is the definition of the topology. Now here, what is meaning of the open set? So this is the first point. Second point is that further the elements of the subfamily tau will be called open subsets of the given set X, and open for this particular example. So that means it is open for this particular topology tau. So this is just a definition of the like group vector space. This is a definition. So the first thing is we will see some examples so that we can understand this concept in a better way. So first example is should be the trivial example, right? So that is a trivial. This example is known as trivial topology. Trivial topology on X. So whenever I will discuss in this course, I will mention trivial topology. That means you should remember that I am discussing this particular example. So you should not only understand the example, you should also remember the example in this course. Like we remember the standard vector space, so they are Rn, right? So that way here also we have to remember the example. So let me start with any arbitrary set. So let X be a set, whatever set. It can be set of natural number, it can be set of integers. So on which I am defining this tau. So remember, what is tau? Tau is a subset of power set of X. That means I am going to choose some subsets of X as an element of tau. So here I am choosing only two elements, phi and X, in this topology. So why I am choosing these two sets? Because you see that the first axiom says that in tau there should be two elements, phi and X, right? So any topology contains at least these two elements. If you were asked that X is this set and tau is this collection, and you have to check tau is a topology on X or not, you have to first check that whether phi and X belongs to that or not. So it is same as like a vector space, we check the zero element is there or not. That is the first thing we check. But on the other hand, I have not taken any other sets. I have taken only these two sets, no more than these two sets. So now whether the question is whether this tau is a topology on X on the given set X or not. So let us verify all the axioms. So first property is phi and X belongs to tau. So that is satisfied. Anyway, phi and X belongs to this set, right? First property is satisfied. What is the second property? If I take any two open sets, then its intersection should be there. So if I take two open sets in this tau, then it will be either phi or X if they are different. If they are same, then both will be phi, both will be X. So in each of these case, if I take intersection of that two sets, then I will get either phi or X, and they both are elements of tau, right? So if I take any two elements in tau, their intersection also belongs to tau. So second property is satisfied trivially, and same way we can check for the union. So you take any two elements in tau, and then you take union of them. So then still the union also belongs to this set, because the union will be either phi or it will be X. So clearly tau satisfies all three properties of the topology. Therefore tau is a topology on X. So we will see later that we can define several topologies on a given set X. But whenever I say that what is the trivial topology, so trivial means this topology, only two sets will be there. So just in particular, so this example is over. So if I say that consider trivial topology on the set of natural number n, set of natural number n, then what is tau for this
Phi
example?
and n.
Phi and n. Very good. So there are only two sets, phi and X, and here X is n. So that means there are two elements only in this tau, in the trivial topology. And what are the elements of topology? Elements of topology are called open sets. So by definition they are open. We don't need to check that there is a interior point or not. By definition itself it will be called open sets. Okay, so now this is the example of trivial topology. Now let us go for another kind of trivial example, but in the other sense. So that is known as discrete topology. So what is discrete topology? So let's start with the X. So again, this is a topology on any set. You take any set, you can define discrete topology. So let X be any set. Any set means usually we take non-empty set. Otherwise, empty set we don't take in examples. So what I will do here is I will consider tau to be we already know that every topology tau should be a subset of power set of X. Yes.
Sir, why we cannot define on the empty set?
Empty set you can define, but what you will do with empty set? Whether you will discuss continuous function on empty set, we don't discuss that.
Sir, is it necessary that subsets or elements of tau should be open?
Should be
open set, always
No,
open set.
that is not. See, one thing is that so that we will discuss. So let me discuss some more example. It will be clear after that. So this example and next example. After that, I will explain this notion again.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So because I need some example at least to explain that thing. Okay. So here I am taking any arbitrary set. We already know that tau is a subset of power set of x. Tau is a subset of power set of x. But what if I take exactly power set of x? So whether it gives any example, because I have not said it is a proper subset, right? So I can take t tau exactly power set of x. So I'm defining tau to be exactly the power set of x. Then does this tau satisfies the properties of topology?
Yes.
Yes, right?
Yes, sir.
Because phi will be there, x will be there, because both are the elements of power set of x, right? Power set of x means set of all subsets of x. So phi is also in power set of x. So phi also belongs to tau. X also belongs to tau. You take any two subsets of x, you take union. It is again belongs to tau. So the same thing is for finite intersection and arbitrary union also. You take infinitely many subset of x, you take union of those sets. That is again a subset of x, right? If I take ui is a collection of subset of x. If I take union of ui, then it is again subset of x. So if ui belongs to power set of x, then this union is also belongs to power set of x. That is exactly it belongs to tau. So this is another example of the topology. So clearly tau is a topology on x. Tau is a topology on x. And what are the elements of tau? The set of all subsets of x. So that means what? Therefore, each subset of x is open subset of x in the discrete topology. So once again, what is a given set? Given set is x. X can be finite, x can be infinite, x you can take as a set of natural number, set of rational number, set of irrational number, whatever set you fix. The correspondingly you consider the power set of x, that will be your tau. And once tau satisfies the property of topology, then each element of tau is called open set of x, open subset of x with respect to that particular topology. So in particular, let us take one. So this example is over. So in particular, if I take x equal to 1, 2, 3, only 3 element set, then what is the discrete topology? The discrete topology on x is tau is equal to power set of x. So what are the subsets of x? Null set, singleton sets, So this we already know. This we already know. Then double turn sets. That means the set of two elements and the whole set, right? These are the all elements of the power set of X. So all these sets are open in the discrete topology. Right, so basically what is the open set? Open set is nothing but the elements of tau, right? What are the open sets? Open sets are all the elements of tau by the definition. So which particular subcollection we are considering of the power set of X? So first thing important is what is X? So X is the set on which we are defining the topology. And once we fix X, then what is tau? Tau is a subset of power set of X which satisfies these three axioms. So once we check that tau satisfies these three axioms, then tau is a topology, and once tau is a topology, its elements are known as open sets. So let us take one more example, which is also simple example. So if I take X equal to, let us say 1, 2, 3, 4. So these are just trivial examples because this is a finite set. You can take X equal to natural number, real number also. So is tau, so I'm giving a sub collection of power set of X, that is phi 1, 2.
Sir, is it the same open set that we are discussed in analysis one course? It is that
uh,
only, that open set.
no, Akash, actually we are basically, so you again I am repeating. So real number satisfies all the axioms of vector space. Matrices is an example of a vector space, but matrices are not real number. So are you understanding what I want to convey?
Yes, yes, sir.
Yeah, because why matrices are a vector space? Because it satisfies axioms of the vector space, axioms of the real number basically. So the same way we have fixed the properties of open sets of the real numbers, and now we want to check that which collection of sets satisfies the properties of open sets. So if I have a collection of sets which satisfies the axioms of the open set, then I will call those sets as open sets with respect to that particular subcollection tau.
Okay, sir. Okay, fine, sir.
Okay, so it is good that you all are asking questions because this is the first and last definition which you will conquer so many times in this course. So you also practice these examples of topology and try to understand, because without understanding topology we cannot understand any of the results in this course. So whenever you have confusion, you please ask so that I will repeat even, and therefore I am taking also several examples. So here topology I am considering is X is this set which is a which has elements 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm taking tau to be this collection. I'm defining tau to be this collection. So this is a subset of power set of X clearly, right? So question is tau a topology? Yes.
No.
Is tau a topology on X? So that we wish to ask.
No, sir.
Yeah, because what? No, sir.
No, it's not topology.
Oh, sorry. So you are giving the answer. Yes, very good. So why it is not topology?
Because not closed in the countable intersection.
Countable intersection. Very good. So which sets particularly we can take?
Means 1 comma 2 and 2 comma 3 the intersection is 2 and single 2 is not there, so that's why.
Yes, yes. So very good. So so you know on anyway solution. Very good. So let me write down that. So as you said that if I take 1 2 belongs to tau, 2 3 belongs to tau, but 1 2 intersection 2 3 is equal to 2, which is not element of tau. Singleton 2 is not in tau. So therefore tau does not satisfy. I don't know, intersection is second axiom, right? So I think it does not satisfy axiom or property 2 of the definition of topology. Okay. So now this is tau is not a topology. So for this tau we cannot discuss open sets because anyway it is not a topology. If it is a topology, then its elements will be called open sets. So one more example I wanted to discuss, but that I will not be able to discuss. So let me discuss this simple example. So let x equal to r. R means the set of real numbers. Consider tau to be the power set of x. That means power set of r to be the discrete topology on R. So then we know that in the discrete topology singletons are there because it is a subset of power set of R. So then singleton 1 belongs to tau, right? Therefore singleton 1 is an open set with respect to the discrete topology on the set x equal to R. So is it clear one is a open set here?
But it was actually closed. You told earlier singleton sets are closed, but now you are saying it's open.
I have never said singletons are closed. You know that on the real line, singleton sets are closed. So that we already know from the real analysis. So singleton sets
This
are,
is
yeah,
actual power set of R. That's why it's a different set.
exactly, very good. So this is a, not we are discussing usual topology. We are discussing here the topology which is a discrete topology. So particularly we are considering this collection tau, which is a power set all subsets of R in the discrete topology. And in particular, this is a subset of R, singleton one. So therefore, singleton one belongs to tau. So that means it is open by the definition of topology. So
Instead of tau equal to P power set of R, if I take tau is equal to R, then it will be open or closed.
yeah, so there we cannot take tau equal to R. There it is called the standard topology. So standard topology means we have. So let me write down that. So let me write down that another example. So if I take x equal to R, right, then what I will consider tau. Tau is a collection of sets U where U is open subset of R in the usual sense. So usual sense means basically the real analysis sense. Then tau this tau define the topology on R, and this topology is sorry. So this topology is known as standard topology on R. So whenever we will call standard topology, then we mean this topology. And note that singleton one is not open.
Sir, handwriting is not visible.
So handwriting is not
Visible.
it is not visible. So is it visible now?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so let me kind of zoom it. So note that one is not open. Anyway, I am repeating everything. So even you will hear, you will be able to uh, listen. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Okay. So note that singleton one is not open in the what I have written subset of R in the usual sense. Usual sense. So usual sense means in the real analysis. So basically, singleton. What I want to say is that is singleton one is not open subset of R in the usual in the standard topology on R. On R. So now I hope that some of you have asked that question that what are the open sets. So basically we are meaning that open sets means it is an element of tau. Now what tau we are discussing, that is very important. So whether we are discussing discrete topology tau, we are discussing trivial topology tau, or we are discussing any particular other topology on tau. So like a standard topology on real numbers. So with respect to that topology, we will call the elements of that topology, the elements of tau, to be the open sets. So once you will understand what is open set, as you know, you can define the closed set which is a complement of that set. You can define the interior points the same way which we define in the real analysis. We can define continuity because f is continuous if inverse image of open set is open. So there also we need open set notion. So everything is in terms of open sets, and now basically what we are doing is we are generalizing the notion of open sets by defining the topology, right? Because open sets already forms a topology which is called standard topology. But what are the sets which satisfies this property but still they are not open in the regular sense, usual sense? So that we want to study in this course. So I think this is enough for today's lecture, right? So you can try those exercises which I have given in the last lecture.